Okay, let me see if I can switch this shit. So I had a question about what twin flames were. And I'm going to break it down the way that I learned, the way I always knew it to be before I knew what a twin flame was. And I'm going to use the tarot cards and the playing card deck. So, let me see if I can flip this around. Oh, that's a picture. Motherfucker.
Okay, so since this shit wanted to pause on me and stuff, well, not pause, my phone storage was low, so I'm gonna have to probably splice this shit. Fuck it, let me keep going. So you have these wands energy, right? King, queen, jack. I say wands, club. Club is a wooden stick that can be used as a weapon. You can have it like a staff. You can stand on it. You can rely on it, right? But this is that inspiration. These are where you get sparks, uh, your impulses, your instincts, and it's action. It's action. It can be passivity too. It depends. It really depends. But again, there's people, right? With tarot, there's going to be 4. This person, a page. Think about a pager, a beeper. You know what I'm saying? A messenger. Relaying a message. Giving of information. Making a point. Making something known or doing something related to communication. This is movement. The knights. The knights are movement. Okay? And it depends on the element, what their intentions are centered around. The kings, they're pretty much stable. They're pretty much stuck in stone. They do things the way they do things. And they receive. No, they don't receive, they give. They give direction. They give command. They give guidance. They give something. Queens are receptive. They receive. They can do and they can have and all of that other stuff. But they're the receivers. And the males, the kings, they're the givers. Comfort, security, safety, decisions, things of that nature. It depends on the element, it depends on the suit. So then you have the diamonds, which is something tangible, something physical. This is time. It takes a long time to make coal into a diamond, to make it solid. Damn, that glare is something else. So all the aces are considered, they're handed. They're handed. Okay? These are things that are given or received. But the diamonds. So when I think in terms of royalty, these are different elements, different families, different origins, different knowledge, right? And never mind that this is the suit, but these two, out of all the 9s and all of the lesser cards, like the number cards, these 2, male and female, need to be in these places in order to ascend. No matter what family, what suit they've come from. The point of the twin flame journey is to advance in your element from being a child. This is literally representation of a child, someone's younger, someone who is just learning. When your consciousness first becomes aware, you're in a page stage and you advance and then you ascend and you master. That suit that you're naturally born in. And this would align with the element you were born in. Sun sign. If you know you're a Taurus, then it's the diamonds. It's the pentacles, the coins. So something that you may naturally do is acquire money, be handed opportunities that are financial or property or things of that nature, building, being tactile. These are traits of this family that you were naturally born in. Earth would align with this element of diamonds and coins. It is made of something solid. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Fire is the wands. It takes a lot of anger, it takes a lot of passion, it takes a lot of momentum to run, to race. Look at how fast he's moving. He's got fire on him. It almost looks like that. The tassels and everything looks fiery in nature. So all these colors are reminiscent of that. Okay? So this is going to be your Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. Family of energy. This is something you naturally know how to do. Right? So you're here to have a point of mastery with this particular element. How you utilize your energy. Do you burn out quickly? Or are you not putting enough gusto behind your desires to bring action to make them come into fruition? Are you not putting in the effort? These are types of things that you're going to work with when you work with fire. So then you have these cups. This is emotionality now. This is that playful, friendship and, kicking it and just playfulness. Playful banter back and forth with another person. He's got a fish in the cup. You know what I'm saying? So it's not to be taken as serious as you would a king or something. It's not. You can feel the weight of these players. They weigh different. You're not going to take a jack of hearts as serious as you would a king. Same thing. Think about maturation. You can be an 80-year-old person with the mind of a child, or playful like a child, who has a sense of humor like a child, but can be full grown in age. So it's a spiritual maturation. It's a jovial maturation. It's linking to the emotions, how you express them, how you utilize them, how you receive them, how you master them, how you move with them. Some people don't know how to move with their emotion. They sit like this, but come off like this. This can be the expression, with it being a page and being the messenger. But they can feel that they have it under control, that they're a master, when they really haven't even ascended the suit. You understand? So even this too, you can have, these are, a person sitting in high esteem, somebody who makes final decisions. And then you have somebody who likes to gossip, or who likes to fish for information. A person who instigates, a person who goes around just speaking things and don't really know shit. And then you have somebody who receives a lot of information and knows how to decipher between what's real and what's fake, what's false and what's true. And then you have the decision maker. So they're key components of all these elements. But still, this is the epitome of where you want to be. In each one of these stages, I don't care if you are a Page of Wands. Get to the Page of Wands energy, whatever, or page, whatever. Just knowing about thyself, knowing about your element. If you're coins, if you're pentacles, if you're diamonds, make that money. Get that security for yourself. Get that place to stay. Get that home, that stability, that shelter, that clothing. Understand that comfort is it's a human desire, but it is not. We can be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? But think about it instinctually. Instinctually. You're going from instinct to intuition. You're raising your awareness from the basics and accounting for everything that you necessarily need to survive, right? And you're ascending in that particular mode that you're in. No matter where you sit, there are levels to ascend within that place. You can master being informative, or how you receive information, how you relay it, what kind of attitude do you put with it, what's the tonality. It's a lot of components. So I'm just going to move on to the breakdown of the majors. The majors are our jokers. In this deck, you can't necessarily see a large joker or a small joker, but I would consider the planetary influences to be the big jokers. That's the sun, Mercury, Venus, the moon, related to Earth, right? Well, it influences Earth. It's in our orbit. Then you have Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto. These are the big jokers that are out of your fucking control. But you can use these energies, influences, to your benefit. They have a molecular makeup, a gravitational influence to the world we live on, way over here. These are some big fucking players here, and they do a lot of different things. That's when you contact your nearest astrologer and try to figure out what the fuck is going on, because it gets real thick, okay? Because when you're suspended in a place like this, there is not much your ass gonna really be able to do trying to force yourself out of a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that can come at a moment's notice, and they can shift, but you do not control them. They influence you. They're the celestial bodies, man. They're the celestial bodies. In card form, they're just showing a representation of the celestial bodies. The fucking sun. You know what I'm saying? That it influences everything it touches. So, here, right? And I'm going to start here because when I removed the planetary influences, these are how the cards align. So, High Priestess aligned with Pisces. Emperor aligned with Aries. Hierophant aligned with Taurus, Gemini, the lovers, the twins. You can look at them like that. Cancer, the Sphinx, the Chariot. Strength, Leo, Hermit, Virgo. Justice, Libra. Death, Scorpio. Don't be afraid of these two cards. I'm going to go into further explanation, but just understand it's not as, it's not as dark as it may look. That's the coloration on the card. Everybody's been taught that black and shit like that is negative. So just hold your horses. We got Temperance, Sagittarius, Devil, Capricorn, and the star, Aquarius, right? So, really, the High Priestess, if we're going in order, should be down here somewhere, right? But hold that thought. It's not the last sign. So, these are opposites. These two are opposites, right? High Priestess and Hermit. Pisces, Virgo. And I say opposites because they're exactly 6 signs apart from each other out of the 12 signs. You have Libra and Aries. The fucking judge and jury. This is what they do. Okay? You have the Hierophant and Death. That's Taurus, Scorpio. Natural opposites. Gemini and Sagittarius. Lovers. Temperance. Chariot and the Devil. Cancer. Capricorn. Natural opposites. Strength card is Leo, and the star is Aquarius. Natural opposites. Okay, so I brought that up to say this. You could be anywhere on this board, right? With your astrological sun sign, star sign, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you follow Vedic. I don't know if you follow sidereal. That's not my concern. I'm just breaking it down from a Western tropical point of view, if that even matters at all. This is just coming to my understanding because I understand those modalities even differently. They have a significance even still. So I find credence in them, but I'm going to go ahead with this one, right? So you have an opportunity. Let me move these planetary influences. Big jokers out the way. So you have an opportunity here to be any one of these players, whichever one aligns with the sign that you are, right? Now, when it comes to twin flame, you're going to go through all of these stages because you're going to have all the planetary alignments that actually go with them influencing you along the way. Now, I'm going to put all these motherfuckers back in where they go. Over there, 10, 3, okay, 10, 20, 21. You're going to experience all of these influences, no matter who the fuck you are, no matter where you are on earth. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Even if you don't believe in tarot, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Because these are energies. It's not a belief system. It's not a religion, but you'll see that religion is laced all through these cards. All through them. You see angels, you see demons, you see motherfucking Hebrew, you see all Catholicism, you see all kinds of representation of other religions on a card that is not religious based, right? It's ancient wisdom. It's esoteric. This is shit way back. Kings, emperors, motherfuckers in power had a high priestess. They had oracles. They had people to tell them what the fuck was coming so they could plan accordingly. When it came to war, when it came to major decisions, when it came to their kingdom. So, never mind how the fuck you got a tarot deck in your hand right now. You still need to understand that this shit has been used for centuries, right? People have been using the Bible for centuries. Okay, so however you feel about it, don't matter. Don't matter. How you feel is how you feel. I'm not responsible for that. I'm just going to give you the information, and it's only a tidbit because there's whole courses on this shit. I'm a part of a tarot association. I'm certified in this shit, but neither here nor there. Because before all of that, I was still in these cards. Been in these cards for a very long time and did not know what the fuck I had in my hand until I needed to. And I was very fucking familiar with what I had in my hand. So, consider this, right? This card looks so scary and shit. And people are like, oh, it's the devil and this and that. Right, okay, so whatever you consider the devil to be is what it will be. Right? The devil can be a vice. It can be a temptation. It could be a sin. It could be something you do too much of, excessive, overworking, or whatever the devil is for you, right? There's a higher octave to this. Instead of feeling like you're obligated and chained and have no choice, you can choose to have both aspects of you work together to achieve something and to get things moving, instead of feeling restricted, stuck, and bound, right? So this is that Capricorn Cancer energy that I was speaking on. To feel like even what they represent, right? Cancer is the house of home, family, things of that nature. It's the house of the mom, fourth house. Then you have the devil, restrictive, strict, binding. Word is bond. Shit like that. Those types of language associated with the devil. So think about it like mom and dad. When dad's at home, you can't do shit. When mom's at home, you can go places. You can go outside. You have more freedom if you do what you're told and cooperate. Then sure, you can do it. You can go wherever you want to go and do what you want to do within reason. That's no different than this energy. It's just seen different, felt different. It's the perception of this being authoritative and this being no, can't go, restricted, grounded, can't go type of energy. It's the way that you understand what the boundaries on you, if they're self-imposed because you done did something, or if you have to do something else first in order to get the freedom, right? So this is how it translates. This is how this shit translates when it comes to this whole journey with another. And specifically when it comes to twin flames, I mean, it isn't really that different, except for it is going to press you in ways like, I'm trying to, let me break this shit down to like Hierophant, Taurus, right? Teacher, mediator, guidance, fucking hierarchy. And there's a level of command. You go to someone for, you go to HR, they're the conduit, they're the middleman. It's something, there's always something to follow. Even when it comes to religion, there's something to follow. Follow the rules this particular way, do it like that, whatever, right? And then here you have the death energy showing this same motherfucking priest, he's not exempt. So even his rules cannot help him. So you're going to have this Scorpio energy that is naturally rebellious, because not all these rules are in truth. They're in a belief. So it takes for them to be debunked by the truth for a person to see the purity, even in pain, for not following the rules, or for following the rules and it's still sending you to the same type of place. You can do everything wrong and still make it. You can do everything right and still fail. There's a truth in that. So they're just different representations of the same fucking thing. This Pisces energy with the High Priestess is very secret. I won't even say secretive. Elusive. Selective about who can and who cannot access certain things. Sometimes to a detriment, sometimes to a benefit. They're protectors of something, knowledge, whatever. There's that curtain behind her. She's sitting there. She's guarding something. For the most part, she got a book in her hand. She got answers. And you have the Hermit. Virgo energy, opposite. Seeking knowledge. seeking what's hidden. It's opposing energy. But if you're on one end of the spectrum, you're going towards the other end of the spectrum. And a lot of times, because you know who you are, and I'm not talking about based off, the Sunday papers horoscope, which horoscopes are false anyway, because a natal chart is a horoscope. It's a specific point in the sky at a specific time in a specific place. That's what a horoscope is. A lot of times when you see these horoscopes on here, that they call them that, but they're really, that's not the literal term for it. So, neither here nor there. Let me say, the fucking shit that you have to know is who you are and what you're made of. What your fears are related to who you are. Say a Gemini with this card, having to make a definitive choice, right? He's looking at her, she's looking up at the sky. Why is my lens looking like that? Anyway, making a definitive choice and trusting it. But not just that, there's two aspects to that nature. They both desire something different. Making a definitive choice and knowing that the one that you're choosing is for a divine reason. Not out of selfishness, not out of fear, not out of ego. Sagittarius here with the Temperance card. Mixing energies, getting the right formula, getting it just right, because something about the temperance, something about the temperament, the impulsiveness, the movements of a Sagittarius, either it gets toned down too much or it's too amped. There has to be a balance. There has to be a fine ass balance to bring that peace that they're looking for. Both of these energies are angelic led, and they're opposites. So it depends on who you are, what you're gonna be naturally capable to do, and what you're here to learn how to do. And a lot of times it is that twin flame connection. This isn't something, I'm telling you, it's not as common as people are putting on for it to be. It really isn't. It's something, nothing that you acquire here on this earth will compensate for what it is you gain when they're around. And I'm not talking about physical, I'm not talking about sexual, I'm not talking about emotional, even though it amplifies those things beyond, I don't have a measuring gauge for that type of shit. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to this motherfucker and this motherfucker, in the completion of their cycles and their in their mastery stages, only then, when this motherfucker is in a point where they have reached an emotional satisfaction with who they are, what they have, how they provide, how they secured themselves, how they love themselves, how they love others, how they show that. They're using all of that information on the other side of the bed with all them aces and, shit like that. They have gotten to that point of mastery, and they are fucking proud of themselves, to the point where, look, I mean, he's gloating. He fucking made it. Right? Female energy has acquired, secured, made stable, sufficient. This type of security, for a yin energy to feel this secure, she is acquiring traits, right? Same as this energy here, this masculine, this man, this is acquiring traits of females who can feel delight, they can feel pleasure, they can feel joy, they can feel all these cups have different momentum of cups, emotions, things that women are naturally receptive to get, to understand, just fucking know. The vulnerability, the love of the self, love of other people, being able to speak it, being able to, you know what I'm saying, to act in it, act on it, to enjoy it. That's the place that the masculine, the man, is coming to. He has to be in this place. This has to be something this person acquires on their own. Nines are solitary cards. They're the end of the cycle. They're the end of the cycle. This, to protect herself, to secure herself, to feed herself, clothe herself, all those basic necessities that are usually attached to masculine duties, responsibilities. For some reason, this is something that she has to have, know, see, feel for herself. That she is capable to be in this position. Because the things that they have is what is attracting the other. Because it will be the same. The other one will already have it. This woman will have all of this emotional security and safety. All of this will be built up and fortified. And with him, all of this will be something that he can do and can have and has made for himself. This is what makes them of each other. If I'm making sense to you, if I'm making sense, it's like you can't have authority. You can't have authority, freaking rules, regulations, and all of this stuff if nobody ever broke the rules. Do you see how they go hand in hand? Do you see how and I'm using Taurus and Scorpio as opposites because they are opposing of one another, but they're complementary. There would be no rules and regulations if nobody broke the rules. So one does not exist without the other. This is what it is in the dynamic of twin flames. So even though they're not necessarily seen as people think it's all romantic, and a lot of times it's not. It could be your worst enemy, but they're in existence because you are. It's like if she had nothing to protect and to hide, then he wouldn't be seeking. It was like it would be nothing to investigate if you were not hiding anything, and if you were not looking for anything or trying to find out information, I wouldn't have to hide it. And it's like, which one comes first? Well, they don't. Neither one comes first. They come as a pair. They come as a pair. So you can have this match. You can have this match. This is the Emperor Empress, right? You can have this match. This is actually Libra and Aries. I mean, you know, you can, because this is Venus rule. But it's, I mean, hey, they can make it work. Emperor and Empress. Even their titles look to be befitting. But what's in a name, right? They're not even in the same place. They're two energies. This is bountiful, that's desolate. Okay? They do have pairs of opposites, but to a lesser degree. Besides the name, they don't have the same. They can stand alone. These are two standalone energies. They really don't. They're like these two. If I can express that, right? She's secure. She's got all this stuff. You know, she's made herself safe. She can feed herself, clothe herself, and what have you. This person, solid, stable, emotionally, whatever. And in that way, they can come together. So it's a lot. This shit here. This can be one person, their aspect of them, the angry or masculine side of them, the part that takes action, can get out of control sometimes. And then there'll be another side of them that is feminine, that can actually bring them to a place of peace, bring them to a place of calm. This is, in and of itself, like a twin flame dynamic. The opposite, Aquarius. Unprotected, out in the open, vulnerable, right? And you got the star up there overlooking everything. But what's the biggest star? Our biggest star is our fucking sun, Leo, still. So even in the card of Aquarius, you can see this representation. They protect each other, more or less. Even at odds, they protect each other. Even if it means fucking running away from the connection, copping out, so to speak. And it can be to, you know, I may cause too much fucking damage. Let me get the fuck away from you. I cannot control what I need to control. I can have it all figured out. I could be an emperor. I could be a fucking king. I could be all these big ass names or whatever. And I cannot control what it is that occurs when you come around. Because this is one connection out of all the connections that is unpredictable. You cannot see it ahead of time. This is something that you have to live and experience. It is something that is, you can see attitudes, you can see energy surrounding, you can see whatever you want to see. But I'm telling you, it's the shit that you won't be able to have access to that is the most important. Why? Because you have to see it for yourself and you have to find out. You have to transcend these types of lessons right in the dynamic of the twin flame journey to purify, to balance out, to decide, all of which you were so set in stone about before, and break your own rules. That is the twin flame journey. That is what the fuck a twin flame is. But beyond the illusion, beyond what you think you know or what you thought you saw or what you tried to remember that you heard but weren't really sure, the doubt, the question, the shit, when it clicks, it makes sense. And it will shake up every fucking thing. Life as you know it will not go back to normal. Because that's what the illusion was to begin with. You're gonna be here on Earth going through shit where you have to re-examine and see if you can, this Red Cross, resuscitate that shit. Save it from actually dying off. This is Pluto and Scorpio. This planetary influence rules this sign. So even if something is broken, it can be mended. You see what I'm saying? There's an antidote to the very same. If there's a poison, there's an antidote, pretty much. Never say never. But it all boils down to pretty just, I mean, simple and plain. This shit was written. So even the turn of events, even the wheel of fortune turning was already ordained. It was already written. And that's exactly what this priestess is holding. Those types of things, those types of secrets. That's why you can't know what's coming next. Because this has to happen. You have to be surprised. Otherwise you wouldn't even be living. Like, what's the point if you're not going to actually live it? So the shit was already written, and you play it out the way that it was written. You have your free will choice to choose the direction you want to choose. And it can turn a situation from this to this based on your choice. And then you know you've made the wrong one. How do you amend it? You have to go back. You have to use its opposite force. So somewhere the lines got crossed, and it went from this type of situation, you made a choice and it turned into this. Well, now you have to use this patience and this working together with the part of you that even chose this shit in the first place to get yourself out of it. Do you see how they complement each other? You have to use the equal and opposites. That's how you bring balance, because you're not on one extreme to the other extreme. You end up knowing both sides and come to the middle ground. And that's what each person is having to do on their own and then together. So this is not just a twin flame is like, oh, this is the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. Could be, could not be, shit. But from where shit takes a turn all the way to the end of the cycle, you still have the same energies in the four corners, governing, watching, not going nowhere. Okay, so I hope it made sense. I hope I broke it down sufficiently. And these are just the majors. That's not even, getting into the numbered cards, and these are variables. These are things that you can change. You have a lot of power with these types of influences, but the thing is to know how to get yourself out of these types of situations with your own energy, with your own decisiveness, with your own point of mastery, with where you are in your element. That's what it really comes down to. So it's good to know the breakdown. What element are you? Where are you within that element? Get to a point of mastery. And then you start to utilize, because we're equipped with everything, you can start to utilize you're here, start here, and move your way up. The planning stage, receiving, being open, being, can organize, work, clean, take care of kids, whatever. Hold down the household. And then this is the big boss, the CEO. The man who has his own business, who runs shit, right? Had to start somewhere. You can be here and naturally be here. Gain the mastery of the suit you're in and start to use where you are in these other elements to get to your mastery. Because 4 kings is the emperor. This guy is ascending. This guy is doing what the fuck he gotta do in each of these. But that's who he is underneath it all. Really, that's who he is. When you take everything else away, all the titles, all the fucking accolades, all the pain, all the hurt, all the rumors, all the gossip, all the everything, this person just wants this. And she just wants this. That's it. That's basically what it is. And the thing is, they have what each other already naturally has. Or naturally needs. It's like It's like a moth to a flame, but in the sense that the flame at first feels like it'll consume you, like it'll fucking burn you up and harm you. And this is why it's so difficult. Because the closer you get to it, the more unraveled and uncomfortable it makes it makes everything uncomfortable. It starts to make you question the necessary questions. Why you do what you do. Why you like what you like. Why you waste what you waste. Why you spend what you spend. Why you eat what you eat. Body, mind, spirit. This gets torn up. For good reason. For good reason. So you can heal. And what was dark and illusionary comes to light. To be amended. So you can finish the fucking cycle. Come back and do it again. No, I'm just kidding. Oh no. This is my last go round. If I don't get it right this time, hey man, I'm gonna tell the homie, put me on transition duty or something. Like I can't. It's not that I can't. I just don't desire to come back and do this shit again. I know that this is the last go round for me. I'm just saying. So, I mean, that's what it is. So I hope it made some kind of sense. You can always leave something in the comments. Ask for something specific. Let me break it down for you. Let me, in the way that, in my understanding. And this is not just what I've learned from other people. It's not what I've learned from a book. It's not what now the background, the history of tarot itself, yes, I learned that in a book. I didn't know what I know about the card deck from way back in the centuries, and why it's 78 cards. I had to learn that too. It's a numerology thing. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, all the way up to 13, because there's 13 in each suit. 4 suits. But 1 plus 2 plus 3, all the way up to 13, if you add them numbers, you're going to get 78. So there's a numerological influence behind it, too. But yeah, man. Spades, hearts, clubs, diamonds. I am the queen of spades. I don't know why I'm the queen of spades. And I'm an earth sign. I should be the queen of pentacles, but I'm that, too. So, but this is something. This right here, this is significant to me. Very, very significant to me. I have a spade with a crown tattooed on me, and I had no fucking clue what tarot was back then. Not to this extent. And it was actually let me tell you the significance of it. For some, I had to get that tattoo. It looks like this with a crown above it, right? I got it on June 6th, 2006, right? And that was like a ominous type of day because of the numerology. People were flipping out. And I didn't know much about the numerology, but I knew that day I had to go, right? Went ahead and going. Years later, meeting the person that I know to be my counterpart, you want to call it a twin flame, like we got shit to do. We're 6 years apart, 6 months apart. The days of our birthday, 6 days apart. The significance, before I even knew why I was influenced to get that on that day, I knew it would be important. I would never forget that day. Those numbers on that particular day. And it just, I can't put everybody's significant thing that lets them know that this is it and this is what is true to them is going to be completely different. Because I can't tell you how you know. I can tell you how I know. There's nothing on this earth that makes me want to hurt that person, or it makes me want to see them hurt or in pain, or and people come and people go, right? You know, I'm not a person that fears that part of life. I'm not a person that fears that part of life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I am such a, I can communicate with spirit the way I do. That's why I am a medium. That's why I do work with people who have passed over. Because I can hear them. I can hear them clearly. I can hear the guidance coming through. I can hear the messages they want to relay to me. I can hear all kinds of shit. Okay? But not to the extent where I have to turn that shit off. Tell them to sit the fuck down. But I know for a fact. It can't be proven, but I know for a fact. I have a knowing that this is what this person is capable of. But afraid. Where I'm not afraid, he's afraid. What I have to work and hone to become better at, he is naturally good at. This is the dynamic. And no matter how I try, how I might, it's what he can naturally do is something I will eternally learn from. Eternally. So his internal matches my external. My knowledge acumen. My empathy, my ability to sense and pick up and, things that are outside of myself. When it comes to spirits, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to business, when it comes to those types of things, internally he is equipped. Like this. So it's real critical. It's real critical where you find yourself. And it's not always a twin flame. It can be a soulmate. It can be somebody who still compliments you, who still can stand beside you, can still do you well. But they're not the reason why you are doing what you're doing. You don't even know you're doing what you're doing because they do what is necessary to make that exist. If this person wasn't seeking things that weren't ready to be revealed to them, this person would have nothing to hide. Damn. I understand. Damn, I understand. Okay. As far as these rules go and the rules that are made and the rules that are broken, what you think you know will be proven false. And it'll be that motherfucker that show you why your belief is too rigid and unrealistic. It'll be just that person's truth that'll cut through your shit and bring you to a place of, look at that. It'll be that type of person that make sure that you were fucking clear when you make a decision. Because you've been through this, you've felt this, you've known this, you've seen this, and it took a minute. And it makes you want to get yourself in line, get yourself in check, balance the fuck your energies so that y'all can ride the fuck out. Even with differences, the similarities, just the cooperation itself drives the chariot of the fucking Merkabah. This is the path of ascension. Not everybody on this earth is to have a twin flame. It is mission specific. Whatever the fuck y'all do, you and this other person, it complements each other. But what you do is necessary for what they do and vice versa. It enhances it, right? So It's just, damn, I lost that train of thought. Some people are not here to do any of this, right? And you'll know those types. Those types of people are naturally polygamous. If you think about the animal kingdom, you have certain prides, you have certain groups of animals in different ecosystems. They have different jobs to do. They have different things to do. Some of them are polygamous. Some of them are alone and they never mate. Some of them are, you know what I'm saying? It's just is whatever, and they just do whatever. But then you have some very specific species, very specific ones that mate for life, or they have to. They're you and me and me and you. That's it. When you die, there ain't no one else. And there's this whole, even though there has never been a time when there was just straight ass monogamy, ever. You can think back civilizations and civilizations and civilizations. There were some that were like that were this mate and that mate, and when that motherfucker dies, she don't get another man. That was her mate, and that was it. And then you have other ones, one man is mating with every fucking body. That's my yoga mat. I ain't used it. But anyway, so yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. So what you're seeing now, what you're feeling now, what you're sensing now, what you're going through right now, it is already fucking not in the exact same way. You're a unique being, so you're going to have a unique experience. But the circumstances, the situations, they are not fucking unheard of. So, I don't know. I hope this helped somebody out there so they can better understand this stuff. I don't know what you want to understand about it. I don't know if you have the knowing and then you're just trying to confirm that, or you heard about twin flames and now you want to question what it is and then attach the most significant relationship you had that you couldn't explain to what a twin flame is. I don't know. I have no clue. All I know is that I know. Now I know. I know. Because this came up recently. And I fully understood. I didn't go there. Will never ever. That has already been completed. My spirit won't even let me relive that again because the lesson is done and over with. So I will never have to go through it again, ever. Once you transcend a lesson, this shit here is shadow work. This shit here is shadow work. This shit here is shadow work. This right here, these are influences that will have your ass stretched out 2-3 days sometimes, unfocused, unhinged, like I don't know what the fuck is going on. You may be on autopilot, but it's gonna take you out of your routine. It's gonna take you out of your normal. You're gonna have much awareness that something is shifting, and you can be coming into a level of mastery, or you could be confronting aspects of wherever and how to make it better. So it depends on the person, man. It depends on the person. We'd have to talk specifically. We would have to schedule a session. Goddamn, get your own personal reading or whatever. But that's just in a nutshell the breakdown behind tarot, the breakdown behind the playing cards. Now, if you're reading cards, cartomancy, they don't have the same meanings as tarot. But because I'm not a cartomancy reader, I'm a tarot card reader, oracle card interpreter, intuitive, this is what I saw them as when I was a kid. So I've been doing it since I was 4 or 5 years old. whipping ass in spades, grown ass women. And that's just that's what I've always done. Whenever I did play, I played very fucking well because I could feel and read the cards. So here we are, different cards, same game. I have a better understanding now of why that was significant at such a young age. It had to get me in it. Because I felt every single last one of these. And I know what that energy imprint on me feels like. I have been able to decipher what is what and what is influencing what the fuck is happening around me. Just paying attention. So, I'm about to splice these videos together. About 6 of them. And, I don't know. Leave your comments. Leave your questions. I would love to hear from you. I do reply. Because, shit, I'm not shy. I'm not shy. I'm just private. So, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what else y'all need to know. Because it's about time for those who actually are serious, who really do want to understand what the fuck they're looking at, what they're doing, ask the appropriate questions. I don't care if you've heard it asked 1,000 times and you've heard 1,000 people try to explain it. Until you've heard me explain it, you haven't heard everything. So go ahead, email me. I'm going to leave my email address in the box and whatnot and all that. So I'll hit y'all later.